This video that I'm making is from a few minutes of our Tuesday class. So we kept practicing with solving an equation, but today what's different on the Tuesday day is that we had subtraction equations too. So what I'd like you to do is take a screenshot of this. You can watch me do it and then you can do it, or you can try and do them side by side. That's totally fine. You know how to make them be side by side, but take a screenshot. You can put it into Notability and do it with me, or you can just edit the photo, doesn't matter, right? But this entire side was all about, you know what? There's something wrong with the bottom one. Let me change this. 70 minus 2. I think this is just supposed to be 10. So I'm going to cover that up. All right, let's try this again. Take a screenshot of this. Okay, so these are subtraction problems. So they are set up almost identically. There is one small step that's different. So you can see I already made the line through the equals and down through the hanger as well. On the left side, it says A subtract 7 or A minus 7. So on the left side of the hanger, I'm going to write A and circle it, and then I'm going to write subtract 7. So this is the difference from the other day. If it was A plus 7, we would just write A and a 7. But because it's minus 7, I'm going to put the minus in front of the 7. On the other side of the equals, it says 20. So on the other side of the hanger, I'm going to write 20. There it is. Okay. If this had said plus 7 right there, I'd have to put a 7 on the other side so I could cross it out. Because it says minus 7, I need to have a minus 7 over here. I'm going to put a box here. But before I put in minus 7, I want you to notice that there's 20 on this side. I want to keep 20 on this side, so I'm going to make a bracket. And I'm going to say these two boxes together are going to equal 20. I need that entire side to equal 20. So if I put minus 7 in here, what this really says is 20 take away 7. And 20 take away 7 is not 20. So I need to fix this first number. Something minus 7 is 20. And sometimes kids say 13. But 13 take away 7 is 6, not 20. Right? So what you don't want to do is you don't want to subtract 7 from 20. Right? You don't want to subtract these two numbers. Instead, we're going to add them. 20 plus 7 is 27, and 27 take away 7 is 20. So in this top box, I'm going to put 27 instead. So I still have 20 here. This says 27 minus 7. That's 20. Okay, now I can take away that minus 7 from both sides. Cross out minus 7, cross out minus 7, and now I don't have 20 left. Now, on the left side, I have A, and on the right side, I have 27. So this should be the right answer. To know for sure, 100%, if it really is the right answer, I'm going to write A equals 27. And when I see the A in the original equation, I'm going to write 27 on top. Put it in parentheses, just in case. Minus 7. And you can use a calculator, but 27 minus 27 is 20, and that checks out. It's the same as what was below it, right? So the part that's different is how to figure out this top number. I'm going to highlight it, how to figure out this top number. So let's do a problem that's a step up, right? So this says 4c minus 4 equals 36. So on the left side, I'm going to highlight that. It says 4c's and then minus 4. So I'll write that in. 1, 2, 3, 4, circle, 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 circle. And then I need a minus 4. Double check, that's what it really says. 4c minus 4, that looks great. On the other side, 36. So I'll put a 36 on the other side. Okay. So I have to isolate my c's. Right now, I have 4 c's and I have minus 4. Ignore that phone call. I'll get it after I'm done with this, right? So this is 4c minus 4. I got to get rid of this minus 4. So to do that, on the other side, I'm going to make a bracket. I want everything over here to stay 36. So I'm going to put a minus 4. But then if I actually do the work here, 36 minus 4 isn't 36. So I need to think question mark minus 4 equals 36. And whatever that question mark is going to go in that top box. So a shortcut is to not subtract these, because if you subtract them, you'll get 32, and 32 minus 4 is 28. All right, so don't subtract them, but you're actually going to add them. And if I add 36 and 4, I get 40. So if I put 40 here, and I can use my calculator or I can use my brain, 40 take away 4 is 36. So this works. I have made 36 on this side. What's in the bracket makes 36. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, now I am ready to take away that minus 4 on both sides. I'm going to cross it out. I'm going to cross it out. And now I'm going to get rid of the brackets, because all I have left on the left side is 4c, and all I have left on the right side is 40. So I could write 40 here if I wanted to. Okay, now I need to draw my arrows. I'm going to draw an arrow from the 40 to each c. Here we go. 4c, whoops. There's one arrow. There's an arrow. There's an arrow. There's an arrow. So I started with 40, and I split it, that's division, into 4. And you can use a calculator for that, but it's 10. So that means each C should be 10, and if I added up those 10s, I'll get 40. But before I can know that I absolutely made no mistakes, I have to come back over here and put C equals 10, and then I'm going to write the 10 above the C, but it's really important that you put it in parentheses this time, because there's also a 4 and a minus 4, so I have to put that in too. 4 and a minus 4. And then I'm going to use my calculator, and in the calculator, I'm going to put 4 times 10, and then minus 4. And that gets me to 36, and that matches, check. C does equal 10. I'm going to do one more, and then I want you to try those other 3 from the screenshot that you took. And if you forgot to take the screenshot, I'll go back to it in just a minute. All right, on the left side, 2 D's minus 3. So here we go. D, D, and minus 3. Great. Put the lines there. On the other side, I'll do that in green. D plus 5. Here we go. 1 D and a 5. Okay, what makes these ones trickier is that we've got letters on both sides. So what I'm going to do is not have letters on both sides. So I can see that over here on the right side, highlight this, there's only 1 D. I could take away a D on this side and a D on the other side. I'm going to do that right now. Here we go. Cross out this D, that's 1 D, cross out 1 D. And now what I have left is 5 and D minus 3. Okay, now I have to get rid of the minus 3 on the left side. So I have 5 on the right side. I'm going to keep 5 on the right side, but I also need to put minus 3 down here. So think about what number would have to go in the top box. So when you subtract 3, you're still left with 5. At this point, I hope you're catching on that you can just add these together. 5 plus 3 is 8. So 8 take away 3 is 5. All right, now I can cross out the minus 3's. And what I'm left with is D on this side equals 8. I think that should be it. So let's write it in. D equals 8. And then above each D, I need to write 8. I'm going to get a skinnier pencil here. 8, and here's a D in parentheses, 8. Put in the 2's, 2 minus 3, and then an equals, and then plus 5. The right side's super easy, I know that one. 8 plus 5 is 13, right at 13. And on the other side, 2 times 8 is 16. So this is 16 minus 3, and that's 13. So we got the same thing on both sides. We got 13 and 13. So that means D does equal 8. All right. So it takes a couple extra seconds of thinking. Take your time when you show it on the hanger model, right? You don't need to do all the steps underneath anymore. You can just write what the letter is and then substitute back in. So here we go. Here it is. If you forgot to take a screenshot now. Right? We solved 3 of these. You need to solve the other 3 and test yourself. And then don't forget the Tuesday night homework if you haven't done it yet.